Dude, I actually was glad you were streaming one day, and then you had posted your server, and I was like, oh shit, I actually talked to the guy. Awesome.
Yeah.
uh, thank you for being like approachable. You know what I mean? Because most people they fucking they make YouTube content and they don't even want to talk to you. I'm like, bro, I'm not gonna stalk you. I just want to ask you some questions. Especially the
Oh
people that
yeah.
I seen you.
I
What?
I
Go
I
ahead.
remember back in the day, because like when I like all the way back when I was doing like when I first started YouTube, I got into the console war stuff with PlayStation and Xbox,
Hell yeah.
and I had a few people I was like following too that were really big and really outspoken and stuff. And I remember on the PS3, like we got into like the white room, the chat, and this guy, like this one of these guys that I was following came in. He had like thousands of subs, and I probably had like 100 or something.
Yeah.
And I'm just I'm just like, oh, excuse me, Mister, whatever his name was at the time. Can I ask
Yeah.
you a question? And he's like, dude, I'm just a fucking dude, right? Like,
Right.
and then I remember like a long time after that, I had people doing the same thing. They're like, oh, Retro, can I ask you a question? It's like, dude, listen, just don't put your hand up, shit. I'm just a dude like you. It's
Yeah.
just,
And I appreciate that.
you know, yeah, it's just, I'm just crazy enough to put my face in front of the camera. But
Yeah.
you do it too, bro. You do it too, man.
Hell
That's
yeah.
good.
Yeah. I've been doing. Honestly I do a lot of music, and I've always been to gaming, but believe it or not, my my channel started as a lo-fi hip hop channel,
Oh,
and
really?
I was making stuff like that. Yeah, yeah. And then and I was like, man, I should get on the camera and put stuff on this thing. And I was like, all right. And that's why I don't take it serious. I just do it whenever I want to. That's like my style.
Yeah.
And then like, well, shit. Segueing into you actually. When I found your channel was a while ago when the GOG MK ports came out. And
Oh, yeah,
I was
shit,
really
yeah.
hesitant on that. I was like, but it was cheap as hell. But I was like, man, why is it so cheap? I just couldn't believe that NetherRealm or WB would release that and don't say anything. They don't say anything about it. It was just there. Like I was just like, no one's talking about this. But then you're like probably one of the only people at the time that covered it. Had a review. You even had a how to set up your controller. And I was like,
Yeah.
oh shit, this is dope. So ever since then, I've been following you, and then and
Oh,
then
thanks, man.
yeah, man, yeah, it's been good. I don't know, maybe a year or two. It was a while. It was a long time ago, at least to me. I was like, yeah, dude. And then with the MK1 shit happening, I was like, bro, you literally say. I watched your interview with Tom, Mike Hollow, everybody. We talked about
Oh,
Dynasty,
God.
all that shit, bro. I loved all of it, and I
Some of those didn't go well.
yeah, no, some of it clashed for sure, and that's just what's gonna happen, Different
Yeah.
people, different fucking um views, and people don't know how to be an adult sometimes. I'm not saying no one wasn't, but I'm just saying like some people just don't know how to handle that debate, being right or
Yeah.
wrong, or even just agreeing to disagree. It's just that sucks.
Uh, I'm definitely a terrible debater.
But
I am,
at
but
least
it's sort of the thing. It's like it's like I'm a Christian, right? So therefore,
yeah,
I'd probably be terrible at debating that. But I know my faith, so therefore that's enough.
yeah,
Like I don't feel like I have to. It's like, look, this is just how I feel. I'm not like sort of uh, sort of doing anything sort of like detrimental just by having this opinion.
right.
So it is what it is, I suppose. So
And that's always a fun debate. Like you could switch sides and make that's in a debate. I feel like is infinite possibilities because
mm,
you could go on both sides of the spectrum, I believe, and be like you could be anti-faith or for faith and
yeah,
go crazy.
yeah,
that's just my I don't know, I just how I think about it sometimes.
yeah,
But like with Mortal Kombat, I think what I liked about the debates is that you could tell we're all hardcore from day one Mortal
mm,
Kombat people, and you could tell the difference between the ones that are the new kids, like pretty much your Injustice 1 and up,
oh,
kids, and it's a totally different mindset. So it's just I like hearing yours, and then even Tom's, believe it or not, because like he's from like that more, I guess, competitive side of the OG games.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it's like you have both sides. I'm like in the middle because I never really
Yeah.
played those games. Well, I played them like I competed in them, but I didn't like play them like all year. I'm grinding. I'm going to the world tours, whatever the fuck they got going on. The most I ever do is I played online, and I would do an online tournament or two, and then like out here
Yeah.
we have Combo Breaker, so I'll go to Combo Breaker and compete in that. And then
Yeah.
obviously
Cool.
I live where NetherRealm Studios is at. So back in the day, it used to be cool to go to that because Ed Boon and the devs would just be chilling there. They were way
Mm.
more approachable back then. Like you could see somebody do some fucked up shit on stage, and you literally could turn to Boone and be like, "You see that, right?" You know, and it was just funny as hell. You know, and I wish you could do that now, but you know, they're just they just hide under the rock or wherever the fuck they're at. But
They got him in their Warner Brothers bunker.
oh yeah,
It
yeah, yeah,
seems.
yeah, the bunker, yeah. And they pre-record it and then go live with the recording. Is at least that's what I was told. It was a recording. But yeah, it's a weird time we live in where I love Mortal Kombat, but then I hate it right now. At least you know
Yeah.
it's like fuck, dude. This and I don't want to ever keep regurgitating because obviously you've covered this, guys.
Oh no, no. It's
Follow
ask
Fate.
whatever you want, man. That's
No, no,
cool.
seriously.
Yeah.
Like you've covered this shit. You talked about it. I've agreed almost 99% of everything. But I do hate it. So, but one thing I do want to talk about: what is your top three? What would be considered your top three titles? Mortal Kombat titles. It could be any era, just period, like of the whole franchise.
Oh, definitely. Okay. Definitely MK2.
Ooh,
Definitely
or
MK Trilogy, and
yes.
then definitely MK9. If I had all
That's
three of those, that'd be more than enough. More
oof.
than enough.
And
So,
yeah, that's
and there's reasons for each, right? So MK2 was such a stellar sequel, but it was also very complete. Like it felt like it had enough secrets,
yeah,
um, and it just sort of nailed so much.
yeah.
Like it just, it's very hard to fault that game. Trilogy was basically like having an Armageddon. It was kind of like the first time we got an Armageddon style roster, so we got
Mm-hmm.
everyone and then some, which was really cool.
Yeah.
Um, and I remember when Ultimate MK3 got announced for the Sega Saturn, I was
Ooh.
really disappointed because I only had a PlayStation. So I'm like, oh shit, I'm missing out. A home version of Ultimate, and then a few months or something later, they go, "Oh no, no, we're bringing out
Yeah.
Trilogy for PS1 and N64," and that was my first introduction to basically a developer going, or whatever going, "Well, we can release the same game, call it something different, add some stuff, and it's a whole new game technically. We're
Hey,
not
that
calling it
was
Ultimate, we're calling
man.
it Trilogy." So
Oh
that was really
man.
smart.
Yeah, yeah. I
So,
remember that.
and then MK9 was just like
The great
just
comeback.
it was. Yeah, it was like the great comeback. It felt like we were like MK was back on track. Like we were just going back to those edgy,
Yeah.
sort of, just it was just like, yeah, we're going to push the limit to a degree of the earlier games, and then there was such a disappointment after that. With when once because there's a guy called Total MK. You probably heard of
Oh
him.
yeah.
He's
Oh
like
yeah.
one of the
Another
OGs.
OG. That's another OG I
Yeah.
used to watch. I still watch whenever I
Well,
do see him.
yeah, he is the OG when it comes to YouTube coverage and being
Yes.
an MK dude, and he like he was telling me that apparently MK9, yeah, like MK9 was being developed under Midway, and then obviously everything collapsed.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, it was a NetherRealm titled name, but it was still MK9. Like it was still a Midway game, and that's why they feel so different because
Mm.
it felt like we were getting these hot sexy chicks and kick
Yeah.
ass dudes and just all this really fun stuff, and then it just kind of all almost evaporated with MK10. It was really strange.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Man, MK10. That dude. That game. Actually I kind of hated at first, but
Yeah.
then I grew to love. I will say I did grow to love it because they had the run feature and I just couldn't get over that. That was my the bait gimmick that hooked me because I loved UMK3, love Trilogy. That's literally my number one.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
I was like, oh, I'm gonna learn this shit. Even though I hated the fact that it was like forward block, and it just pissed me off that that was the input, just not a run button. But I was like, okay, whatever.
Yeah.
I got over it, and I ended up learning the game. I got pretty good at it. But MKX I almost didn't like MKX at first because I just didn't understand it. I was like, what the fuck? How do you go from MK9 to MKX? And I was just like, what is this? What is this game? But you had to, I'll give him credit. You actually had to learn that game. It wasn't
Yeah.
it, they still put some effort into that because like you had the story mode, you had the crypt, and the crypt was really cool at the time. You had,
Yep.
we had rooms. You know what I'm saying?
Rooms. Yeah.
Remember that? Remember those? And then another thing that they did, it sucks, but they still came back. Was the online was really trash, and then they rebuilt it and
Yeah.
kind of came with a whole new net code. So I kind of like appreciated that as well. So I was like, man, this game is actually there at the time. They were doing some cool shit, and
Yeah.
I just didn't like the roster that much, and the variation system was different, but I kind of wasn't liking that either because then the way I pictured it is how it turned out. I was like, so what if one variation's good and then the other two are trash, and then that's literally what ended up happening in Mortal Kombat, and I was like, ugh. So it has its pros and cons, but I'm not mad at someone if they put that in their top three though, because it was the most different Mortal Kombat. So I can't 100% shit on it. It just had it had a lot of good stuff to it, and minus the 50/50s and all that crazy stuff. But game was hype to watch. It was a lot of crazy stuff, and they at the time they were really in it for the community. Like they had the skins, the $5 skin that went to the pot, and there's a lot of things I miss that I wish they would do today to help Mortal Kombat 1. And it's like, no,
Yeah.
you're just gonna get these UMK3 skins that are not really UMK3 skins. Yeah, it's just I don't
So,
know.
so I had this conversation actually with a friend of mine, Seeker, the other day. He's like, because I did the video on the skins and everyone's like, oh well, they're kind of they're actually accurate, and I'm thinking, because in my head, like I picture Scorpion's like avatar picture on the select screen, right, which is a
Yeah,
skull,
yeah,
right, and then his ending, which is a skull, like through like it's coming through on the yellow mask, right?
right,
That's what I picture. And so, and then of course in game, obviously they couldn't do that,
right.
obviously because of limitations and stuff back then. So, and I'm pretty sure the Ultimate MK3 had kitten ears. I don't remember it, but then again, like I was playing on when I used to play those all the time. I was playing them on CRTs and shit,
Yeah,
So obviously you don't see every. The worst part about gaming old stuff on high definition is that you see a lot of the stuff that old TVs used to hide. You
yeah,
know,
yeah,
um, but and people go, oh no, this is accurate and stuff. I'm like, oh okay, just
yeah.
something that feels off,
Right, right,
and
right.
that's because they don't. The gear isn't the same, right? They got like this under this onesie type
Yeah,
thing underneath, which looks like there's this big covered up zipper going right down the middle,
yeah, like a
whereas the old
scuba
ones were,
suit.
yeah, scuba, yeah, exactly, yeah, like a scuba suit. Yeah,
Yeah,
exactly. That's perfect. Yeah, 100%. And yeah, it's just fucking
yeah.
fake.
No, I agree, man. I like the so I that I'll say I like that attempt. Just like I honestly I did like the Scorpion Deadly Alliance costume, but it was just like,
Yeah,
man, if I didn't have those dragon crystals that came in my pre-order, I would have never bought that shit for $10. To be honest, like
yeah,
that's like I would spend $10 for a Deadly Alliance pack, but not per skin, if you know what I mean. But I get it. This is a different
yeah.
age. I get it. I get it. It's different. You got to make money. But god damn, dude, like this.
Well, that's the
Yeah.
thing. Like they messed it up because like they, they basically gave him like a meatball and set it on fire for a head, right?
Yeah, yeah,
Whereas his true skull was more Ghost Rider,
yeah.
you
That's
know.
true. Yeah, I
Which
didn't think
like I
of
mean,
that.
like it's fine, like I suppose, but I don't know. I sort of it's kind of to me it's kind of like sticking a band-aid on an amputated leg, you know. It's like yeah, you can sort of give these tidbits and go, oh, this is cool, that's cool, but
Yeah,
my issue with NetherRealm for a long time, there's been some fundamental issues You
Yeah.
know, everything from how the animation works, how the graphic style, and then of course all the, obviously with the recent stuff with the Sweet Baby Ink stuff.
Hmm.
Um, it's pretty much, you know, now people I think are starting to see, yeah, this has been sort of this ongoing issue with them for quite a long time.
Hmm.
Um, and it probably explains a lot too why we're getting a lot of layoffs in the industry, because they're not telling us who's being laid off.
No.
But my guess is it's probably a lot of these departments that they got in there to go, we need to change these for modern audiences. And
Yeah.
then modern audiences rejected it. And it's like, well, we don't need you anymore.
Yep.
So get out,
Yep.
basically.
Literally. Oh,
So,
it's that, and then the management, the financials. You know, they're spending money on these games are supposedly costing millions and millions of dollars, right? But
yeah.
where did it go? Because I could tell you where it went. Got Megan Fox voice acting. Got to pay for John Cena, right? You know, it's
Yep.
like, you know, that's where it's not really going in the game, or it's going for
Yep.
Batista. But is Batista in the game? No, but they have Batista in the fucking commercial for
Oh, and
the
the commercial,
yeah.
yeah.
You know,
Yep.
it's like that's where the money went. Basically, it's like there's no, you know, we just got crossplay. It's trash. And then, dude, and they only said, in my opinion, I feel like they only said there's crossplay rooms coming is because of the backlash. Like
Yep.
they seen the negativity, people just shitting, you know, all over. Like really, you know that you know it doesn't make it any better that you have Tekken 8, Street Fighter 6, Grand Blue, you know, shit,
Yep.
Killer Instinct. Like I could go back to games that's had crossplay since way before
Yep.
MKX. You know, it's like so yeah, I
Well,
don't
see, Tekken 8, like, I don't know. What do you game on, man? What's your
uh
primary platform?
PC and PS5 right now.
Oh, nice. Okay, so PC, for whatever strange reason, a lot of people aren't getting crossplay. I can get crossplay privately, but I can't get it in casual or combat league.
Hmm.
And I wanted to look at the system specs between the two, and of course, like, you know, Tekken 8 requires higher PC specs,
Yeah.
right? Yet there's no benchmark tool. There's no, oh, we got to make sure that your network is fine, you know, or any of
Oh
this sort of
yeah.
crap. It's
Yeah.
just literally, it just works straight out of the box. So I don't know what the hell NetherRealm was doing, but they wasted all this time. And then, like, I've seen people's videos on Twitter of, like, they have like their crossplay and it looks like a slideshow, and it's like, what are you doing? Like, how how hard is it, man, to do? Like,
Man, that's
they gone back to some of these older games where they've, like, either put back in rollback netcode, like they did, what was it, Fighter Z, I think they
yeah,
did,
Dragon Ball.
a while back, yeah. Um, and then, like with Killer Instinct, they did, obviously, like you're saying before, like the crossplay.
Yeah.
Um, I mean, it's, how is it that they can all do it and they can do it excellently, and NetherRealm just keep messing up?
Well, with the unfortunate thing with Mortal Kombat, so Mortal Kombat is in the same group I put with a couple games on for PC only for PC. So I usually buy all
Yeah,
my shit on PC, but there's a
nice.
handful of games I never buy day one at least, or at least in the first few months. And Mortal Kombat is one of them. That's only because NetherRealm directly doesn't work on that port. It's this
Yeah.
other group. I forgot what they're who they are, but they're always behind on the patches. Or if there's a patch that comes out, the PC version's somehow more fucked up in some other way.
Oh, you're talking about
Oh,
Q-Lock.
yes,
Was it
yes.
Q-Lock? Yeah.
And I dealt with that with MKX. That was trash on PC at first. MK11, same thing, was trash on PC at first. So with this game, I said, no, fuck that. I will buy 2 copies on Xbox and PlayStation before I buy it on PC because I don't want to be waiting for, let's say, the crossplay update that comes out, and now you're telling me it doesn't really
Yeah.
work on PC, and it's like, no, nope. I'm not doing this. I'm not going through this again. So I
Yeah.
play the safe route. They obviously love PS5, so I just buy the version. They've always been that way with PlayStation. I just buy the PlayStation version, just sucked it up, said whatever, and then it's fine. It's honestly
Yeah.
fine. But I see all those
I'll have to
problems.
add you on. I'll have to add you on Steam too, man.
Yeah. I
That'd
have
be
all the
cool.
MKs except for MK1 right now. But
Oh yeah.
I have everything, dude. I play all that shit, man. Shooters, fighters, everything, man. So
Nice.
Yeah, we'll link
Oh,
it. We'll
that's
definitely
awesome.
play. Yeah, we'll play.
Yeah, I I was having a look at your YouTube channel, man. It's awesome. Like you're getting because I got a friend of mine. He does trains. Like I've known him since grade 2, and he does like trains videos. And
Oh,
he's
nice.
only got like 10 subs, but his views are getting out there, and so are yours, man. Right? Because when I first I checked out your channel when you messaged me, I'm like, oh yeah, like he hasn't done a video in fucking 3 months. Holy shit! And then I'm
Yeah,
like, hang on, I'll check his live, and he's like, oh, he's active. He's active there. That's cool.
yeah.
That's really sweet. So, oh, you got Helldivers, man. Fuck yeah, Helldivers is
Oh
so
my
good.
dude, I love Helldivers. That's a breath of
That
fresh air.
that shit is digital crack. It's so
Yes,
good.
yes. Dude, it's crazy. I wasn't even gonna buy it. I was just like, but it was $40, and I was like, and it was
Yeah,
getting all these great. I bought like the day after it came out, and I was just like, fuck, I'll check it out, and I've been hooked. I've been hooked, man.
yeah,
And honestly, it's hard for me to stay consistent on like one game because like there's just shit coming out. We got Final Fantasy, all this, everything's out. The Switch
yeah.
came out with Killer Instinct, and I was just like, what the hell? I streamed that, and I was like, oh man, I'm overwhelmed. So yeah, man, that's I love it. I
You
love
got a lot.
streaming
You got a
more.
lot of. You got a lot of great choice, man.
I appreciate it. Yeah.
A lot of stuff that you carry. My son especially loves horror games because I noticed that you're streaming like the Quarry, the Mortuary Assistant.
Oh yes, yeah.
You
Oh,
know, I'm
if you
gonna
want
get.
a good
I'm gonna.
laugh, yeah.
I'm gonna get him to. I'm gonna get him to sub to you as well because he's like 18 and stuff. So
Oh, good, good. Yeah, yeah. I
yeah.
swear a lot. Yeah.
Oh, that's all right. He hears his daddy swear it all the time.
Okay, good,
So
good. Yeah, man, I love horror games. That's like my shit right there. But fighting
yeah,
and shooters are my other things I don't mind checking out. But like as far as streaming, yeah, if I find something entertaining that I could feel like I can interact and be, have fun with, I stream it. Like
yeah,
I've never played Minecraft a day in my life, right? But
yeah.
they had the Universal Studios theme park expansion thing. It was like $8, right? I
Mm.
bought it, I streamed it, and I had a fucking blast because I walked around with a fucking foot long hot dog, and I'm riding the Jaws rides and King Kong and shit. Like it was crazy, man. It was fun as hell. But
That's really cool. As
I just
long as you're having fun, man, I think
literally,
that's the
literally,
key. You know.
yeah, it's having
And
fun.
because you got I can tell you got great personality. You know, you talk really well and shit, and like that's the thing that'll hook people in is
Yeah, I
is
hope.
you. So then
Yeah,
that way, it doesn't matter what you talk about.
yeah,
People want to know what you think or what you think of this,
yeah,
rather than go, oh, I'm only here just for the guide. Like
yeah,
yeah, if you become I guess you become the product to sell, I suppose is the best way to put it.
yeah.
Then it doesn't matter, you know. So
Yeah, no, that's true. I agree. I mean, shit, I could say the same about you. I watched the fucking that controller tutorial and MK trilogy review, and next you know it, I see the post coming. I'm like, oh, this dude's fucking hilarious, or made a good point depending on what you were talking about at the time. Leading up to where we're at now. And then
yeah,
I think the Mortal Kombat one really struck me to the point where it's like, damn, um, I saw you stream. I was like, man, I wonder if he'll let me interview him. Ask him some questions. I don't want to just sit there and just shit on Mortal Kombat. I really just want to, interview Fate, Infinite Retro,
yeah,
if you must. Depending however they know you. I don't know. I know you more as Fate because that's how
yeah.
I
That's
your
right.
channel. Yeah, but yeah, man, that's all I wanted, and really just want to chop it up with you. And I know we have similar views when it comes to this our favorite franchise. The
Mhm.
downfall slash. They're successful though. I'll give them that. They're successful, but the shit is shite. You know what I mean? And
Yeah. Well, that's the thing. I mean, something can sell, but if it doesn't have if it doesn't keep the population around, it's like what happens with movies, right? So they'll
oh
talk
yeah,
something up, and then you'll have like this massive explosion one weekend when it first comes out, and then a week later it can almost have like a 75% drop off,
yeah,
and that's really bad. So there's not enough people wanting to go back and watch it again and again and again, um, which is it's bad for them, which means then that there's probably going to be less people interested in buying it when it comes out as well.
Mm-hmm.
Word of mouth really still is a powerful force in this day and age.
Yeah,
So
yeah. Word of mouth, dude. How many indie double A or just smaller games blow up like that? Like I've been seeing a lot lately. Among Us, uh, shit. Even Helldivers. No, there was
yeah,
Helldivers, Pal World.
yeah,
These games cost less than $50, and they're killing these $1 million games.
yeah.
Killing these games. You know, word of mouth. I didn't know anything about Helldivers until my friend grandfather told me about it. And then like I said, I checked it out the day it came out, and I was like, "Oh, this looks pretty cool." And then I was still on the fence, but then when I seen that price, $40, I was like, "You know what?
Hmm.
I blow $40. Two two trips to the fast food and gas station stop, and that's $40 gone. Fuck it, whatever." You know, and now I'm hooked.
Yeah.
Now I'm hooked. But
Have you got Power World yet? That'd be
no,
pretty
I
cool to stream, I'd say.
so my son has it. My kids,
Oh yeah.
they're gamers, and I
Yep.
watch them. They're the ones that tell me the new hot shit. Really, they're like, "Oh, Dad, this, and that," and I'm like, "Oh, okay, that's cool." But Power World, yeah, Power World is a game that I'm not that interested in, but like you said, it could be a fun stream.
Yep.
So that might happen. That might happen. I want to. I think that's a game I gotta get a group of people to be more fun to play with. I don't know. I don't know if it's fun by yourself, but
Yep.
I got to do more digging because I see him playing with his friends and it looks fun. But like I like Pokemon. I used to like Pokemon, and it's like a survival game, and I'm like, well, okay, yeah, we'll see. I don't know. I'm on the fence about it. Not in a bad way.
Mm.
Just we'll see. But
Yeah.
I might do it.
Yeah. Well, that's fair enough. I mean, I didn't know you had kids. That's really cool, man.
I have three of them. Yeah,
That's
man,
really
three
cool.
kids. Three
Oh, awesome.
kids.
Well
Yeah.
done. You've absolutely contributed to society. So
Yeah. Yep. I'm done. I'm done. I'm three and out. But yeah, man. Um, real quick, I just once again just thank you for stopping by really quick. I really, like I said, I was like, dude, just quick little chat. Um, I wanted to just have uh chat with you, talk about some Mortal Kombat, but also more so talk about you as a gamer, as a person,
yeah,
and once again, been a fan for about a year now, probably. Keep going, keep doing your
that's
thing, bro. I'm always watching. If I can't chat, it's
thanks,
because
man.
usually you stream. I'm like at work or something, so I know we're like on
Yeah,
different time zones. So
yeah.
this worked out perfectly, and
It'd be like I said. Like send me through like your. Is it the same name actually in
yeah,
Discord for your
yeah,
your stream? Because
yeah,
your theme. Sorry, because that'd
yeah,
be cool.
yeah. It should be on there. I think when you
There you
click
are.
on my name, yeah. So
Awesome.
yeah, I'll be going live in a little bit, but and also like usually on Saturdays, I've been doing this thing since Tekken came out, and I was gonna do it for Mortal Kombat 1, but crossplay didn't have a lobby. But I've
Yep.
been doing this Saturday Tekken lobby where everyone just fights, and we crown whoever whooped everyone's ass that night type of shit. I call it just community lobby. But
That's really cool.
yeah, and MK was supposed to be the one. I was actually hyped for this for once, and I was like, you know what, we're gonna do Mortal Kombat. Believe it or not, people for some reason called me a Mortal Kombat channel because I did MK11, MK3, MK2. I actually had a MK11, MK3, and MK2 tournament I hosted on my
Yep.
channel, and
Yep.
all of a sudden I'm the MK guy. I'm like, oh, okay, sure, but I do love Mortal Kombat, so it's whatever.
Yep.
And now I'm just trying to like change that up a little. Like, look, I actually love other games, and Mortal Kombat 1, it just isn't doing it for me content wise or just like as a game. So I'm just like,
Yeah.
guys, I can't really stream that game because there's really nothing to do besides fight and do the same shit over and over, and that's it.
Yeah.
But
Yeah. No, that's fair enough, man. I mean, are you what program are you using for the classic MK games? Is it Flightcade?
yeah, Fightcade.
Nice.
I use Fightcade for the classic MKs, and then uh I was gonna stream from the arcade one up cabinet,
Oh, yep, yep,
but they never dropped their spectate mode, so that, or at least not yet. That
yep.
was another one I was supposed to do, but we'll see if that happens. Then maybe I'll do that. But same with the Killer Instinct. I was gonna do a stream actually really soon on that cabinet. I know how to hook it up and stream it. I have a lot of
Yep.
players that'll get down on that. But yeah, if you get down on any of that shit, bro, man, I will hit you up. I'm like, look, going down. If you're free, it's usually around this time too. This is when I
Oh,
stream.
yep.
So I'm like, hey, it's going down. Hop in this. But
That's
yeah,
pretty
man.
cool.
I guess my last question. Let's talk about our favorite game. Oh shit, hold on. My headset went. I mean, can you still hear me?
I can still hear you, man.
Okay, there we go. Okay, I just swapped it. Anyways, one more question I was going to ask about our favorite game, Mortal Kombat One. Do you think, do you think MK1 can make a comeback?
I don't think so.
Yeah,
It's just a feeling. Like, I can't obviously say either way. It's just that um, if they try and rejuvenate the game through some sort of like paid DLC, like story DLC,
yeah,
and they give you all of this stuff, you know,
yeah.
but for a price tag, that's gonna be bad, right? That's gonna look bad. It's gonna be bad. It's like, well, how come you can't do this? What about for the people that aren't gonna pay for it? Are they just
Right,
stuck with all the crap?
right.
Um, I don't know. I just get the feeling that they just don't care. It's
Yeah.
weird because like every other MK game, even if I didn't like it, they still went hard on advertising. Everyone was really excited about talking about
Yes.
stuff for the combat cast.
Yeah.
So now it's almost like they're like, look, we just running the numbers here, and then you know that's
Yeah.
it. Just get it out, and I don't know. I don't know. It's sort of, they're drip feeding the content, so we get like a
Oh.
cameo 1 month, a character 1 month. It's just like,
Oh.
you know,
Dude. That pisses me off, and that goes for any fighting game when they do that. When they
yeah,
drip their DLC, like I hate that because now like Peacemaker's out. All I fight is fucking Peacemakers, and he's actually a cool character. I actually, you know what? I didn't like him initially, but he has a lot of shit he can do. It's actually pretty cool. It's kind of cool, whatever.
mm,
But I'm just
yep,
tired of it. It's like, oh my god! Now it's Peacemaker for the next 2 weeks. We're gonna see nothing but Peacemaker. And when
yep,
Janet, the character, the cameo we all wanted, Janet is coming.
yeah,
We're gonna see that shit now. All fucking, oh my god, dude! It's like just come out. Can you at least
yeah,
come out with both? Give us that and the cameo at least if you're gonna do that. And it's just like,
yeah.
ah, man,
And
I
that's
miss the
why it's
days.
it's
I
just
miss those old
it's
days.
just yeah, it's weird that yeah, it's weird that they're doing that, but then again, it's not, because I think, well, if they're trying to stretch things out, they're going to stretch things out. What are we up to? So we're getting Janet next month, which is April,
Yeah,
and then we've got two characters,
was
no,
it?
three characters left, and then two cameos left. So yeah, it's oh my god, like they're just dragging this shit out, you know. And the longer they keep dragging it out, the more and more people will just keep going to Tekken, and like Akuma's going to be the next massive character that drops.
Yep.
That's going to be huge for Street Fighter 6. Like that's going to be massive, you
Yes.
know. And then we're getting Eddie, which is amazing, great first DLC character for Tekken.
Okay.
Grand Blue's still kicking. Grand Blue's still doing the Lord's work. They're
Hell yeah.
bringing out, I think, a character. I think every month. I think it is. I think it is. Like we had Lucius last month, and then this month it's been 2B. So I'm assuming they're going to keep doing that. I don't know. Then you've got 2KO, or however you pronounce it, coming out. I think, is it coming out this year? That the Project L
No, it said
2v2.
2025. It just said
Oh
2025.
really?
That's it.
Oh wow,
So
that's
don't
a shame.
even. Yeah, I wouldn't even count on that.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's.
What else we got? What other fighters we got coming out?
There's the
I think
Dragon
that's.
Ball Sparking Zero. I know that
Oh,
one.
that's yeah. Oh, that one. Yep. Yeah.
I think that's this year sometime.
Yeah.
But as far
Yeah.
as big
So
ones, yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I think
I
that's the
just
big
I
ones.
don't. Yeah. I don't think it's. I don't think it's going to do well. You know,
It,
I think there's a lot of cope with it
yeah,
because it is Mortal Kombat,
I agree.
but I don't see it. That doesn't bother me. That actually it doesn't scare me because it's like, well, sometimes sometimes they need to fail.
Yeah.
Sometimes they got to hit rock bottom in order to get better again. Otherwise, nothing ever changes. Like they will continue to just keep shoveling out the same crap,
Mm-hmm.
and people will just eat it up because it's got the dragon logo on the tin, and you can't do that. You know,
Yeah.
it's got to. I think it's got to fail, and I think it is failing. And it's not just the fact of MK. Like like there's so many other great games out there, like Helldivers, for example. Like
Yeah.
there. It's not just like a lot of people aren't just like singular genre gamers anymore. They
Yeah.
can go between different genres. So like if they're not having fun with MK, it could be any other game that is giving them fun at the time.
Yeah.
And then
This is
they
true.
go, oh, what's happening with MK? Oh, we got Janet. Yeah, yeah. Fuck that. I'm out. Let's go
Yeah.
back to Helldivers and just
That's
nuke
been
bugs
me.
and shit. Like,
That's me right now. And dude, I'm telling you, I boot it up when there's a new whatever update or whatever new season. I get excited because I always expect. That's my problem. I expect. So I have this big plan that NRS is just gonna fucking blow our minds, and this next season we're gonna make it a tag game, and everyone's fightable, and all this shit, lobbies, crossplay, everything that you've wanted in MK is here now, and
yep,
it's free. And but we're also coming out with Compact 2, and all the characters are gonna, or half the characters are gonna drop 1 month, then the other half probably 3 months down the line or some shit. I always have this big plan that works, and then we get this season crossplays here, and it's half-assed, doesn't work, no lobbies. Peacemaker and Janet next month, and it's like cool, more invasions. That's yeah. That
I think half the problem too is that this game was supposed to be Injustice. I think it was supposed to be Injustice 3. I think
yeah
that's why it feels so off to Mortal Kombat fans. It feels
yeah
very off to me as an MK fan.
yeah.
Like I hated 11,
Me
right?
too.
But I played 11 the other day, and I'm like, this feels. It feels like how Mortal Kombat's supposed to feel, which is grounded combat, not
Yeah.
flying around the screen everywhere, not bouncing everyone off the ground everywhere.
Yeah.
That's superhero stuff, right? Because you're dealing with very powerful characters
Yeah.
that have the power to be able to fly and leap and smash people on the ground and bounce them up and continue to combo them, right?
Yeah.
So that's why it feels very alien. It literally feels like an MK mod for an Injustice 3 game,
Mm.
and it just doesn't it just doesn't vibe. Like every if you look at every other MK game, it's still the same. Like yeah, you'll have some characters that might like pop someone up or whatever, or bounce
Yeah.
them, but it's not the norm.
Yeah.
This is definitely a superhero game, but it doesn't look like a superhero game. It looks like Mortal Kombat. So
Yeah.
that's why it's very jarring, I think. You know,
You know
even
what? You
even
made a
the
good point.
even
That's a
the
good point.
intro stuff. When they rub forearms and shit, it's very uncomfortable. That's
Oh
that's
yeah.
a superhero thing.
That's that
That's a
clash.
superhero thing. Yeah, the
Yeah.
Clash. Yeah, that's a
Yeah.
superhero thing, not a Mortal Kombat thing. I prefer them just to walk out, say some line, the other one says some line, and that's it. You fight, even if they're not related. Like that's the other thing too. They going back to like you were saying before about where's the money go. It's like, well, all this money gets wasted on these little
Yeah.
conversations before a fight. I don't give a fuck. Just let me beat the shit out of you, right? I want Scorpion to walk out and just like say some cool line, like I'm gonna burn you in hell or some shit,
All right.
and the other person walks out says some cool line. I don't give a fuck if they don't have a conversation. Just fight,
Yeah.
I don't. That doesn't bother me. And I think the last time we got that I think was MK9, because I think in MK10 they started having this interactive um, sort of dialogue, but that's a lot of money spent too. That's a lot of voiceovers, like voices that you got to record, which is money.
Yeah.
Look at all the announcers that we got for MK1,
Hmm.
right? Like, all that costs money as well. It's like what fucking just. I would take every stage to have a stage fatality over that shit,
Yeah.
and an extra half roster on top of it, if it meant not having any of that stupid conversation crap that turns the shippers on Twitter. Like I
Yeah.
don't care for that. It doesn't bother me. I want content. I want great Mortal Kombat content, not this stuff that just got copied from Injustice. You know,
And
it suits
it's
Injustice, but not Mortal
yeah,
Kombat.
you're right. You know what? You're really right because like the superhero characters, they really shine in this game. Like Omni Man and Peacemaker, they really shine. Like they go
Yeah,
crazy. And
yeah,
I don't like the characters in the game, but they are cool as fuck. It's like, damn, these are like the best characters in the game. And
yeah,
you're right. I think they are. This is Injustice, and there are some characters that have a little MK touch to them, you know. But like even with Smoke, like Smoke feels weird to me. He's cool. I like people doing
yeah,
little cancels and shit that they have with him. But
yeah,
you know, it's like I don't know. It's something. You're right. It's off, and I think that's what it is. This is probably supposed to be Injustice 3, and they had to flip the script in like I don't know, maybe a year or under a year. And here we
yeah.
go. We have MK1, and it's sold really well.
It,
And a lot of the gimmicks you're talking about, they're cool, but they're only good for like the honeymoon phase of the game. And after
yeah,
that, once you've seen that, like that's why I'm not a big fatality guy anymore. I used to be,
yeah,
but it's like, dude, once you've seen that shit, if they're not constantly updating fatalities or changing them or coming up, like now that's where MK11 was cool because I think they added brutalities and new ways to do it, and you had to figure it out. That was actually kind of
yeah.
cool, you know. But but other than that,
You
you
know,
know, it's
you know when you get sick, like you know when you get the flu or something, right? But
yeah,
you know that period right before you get sick, you
yep,
wake up one day, you're going, I don't feel great. Like you know, you
yeah,
feel like something's coming,
yeah,
something feels off. That's what the game's like,
yeah.
and it doesn't go away from me. I load the game up, and it's like that sort of that pre I'm about to get like the worst fucking cold of the week feeling.
Yeah,
You
yeah,
know, I'm just feeling off. I'm not feeling overly hungry. You know, I just all I want to do is just lay down and just relax and just chill. And it's like, nah, I can't handle shit today. I just feel off. That's how loads up when the game loads up for MK1. You load up Tekken 8, and that is like having the hottest chick in front of you strip off.
hell
You're
yeah,
instantly like, bang, that's
hell
it,
yeah,
man. Like, it's
yeah,
on like Donkey Kong. Same with Street Fighter. You load up Street Fighter and the fucking soundtrack, you know, that just, oh, the soundtrack is so good. It just gets you pumped, gets in the mood. Like even like every menu selection has their own different track, you know.
yeah. That is cool.
Yeah, I think they do, yeah. And then, like, even Grand Blue, like, for
I
being an
gotta play
anime
that.
fighter,
I gotta play
it'll
that.
all, yeah, it all fully leans into it. Some of the music tracks actually in the background, like I was actually really surprised. I'm like, hang on, it sounds very not opera. It wasn't opera, but it sounded very like, oh, I don't know. It's just beautiful thinking, and
Like
I'm just like,
orchestrated, kind of. I'm guessing, right? Like that Soul Calibur. Like you know how Soul Calibur has that epic.
I think so. If you, I don't know if you play Grand Blue yet. There is a
I
free
haven't.
version you can download.
Oh shit.
So you
Okay.
can, yeah, you can and it's all crossplay as well. So whether you download free on PS5 or PC, it's all free, and you get 4 characters each week, which is pretty nice. And I'm pretty sure you have access to the mini game Grand Bruce mode as well, which is like Fall Guys, which is pretty fun. You know,
Yeah.
um, your kids would probably love that too. It's actually really great. It's really great. Anyway, but that heavily like the game for what it is, it's like no, this is we're absolutely going to try and get you invested in our universe,
Right.
you
Right.
know, and everything from the music, the sound effects, the combat systems, it's just phenomenal.
Yeah.
But Mortal Kombat just yeah,
It,
it feels like you're just about to get the flu. You know that
you're.
period right before when you start to feel off and you go, nah, something's coming, something
Yeah.
feels bad. You
Yeah.
know,
I agree. I
even,
hate to say it, but I agree, man. That's true. You're right.
and I think it's yeah, like I think it's because they had to pivot. There's a lot of superhero fatigue. People are over superhero shit. You
Yeah.
know, DC's dying, Marvel's dying in terms of like public opinion and interest. And obviously, what happened to Suicide Squad was like just the nail in the coffin. Like people just are like, no, just stop. Like it's just crap. Everything's become so just
Yeah.
just crazy now. You
Yeah.
know, and Suicide Squad was so good that people went back to the Batman games,
Yep.
and the Batman games on Steam were like had like bigger populations than fucking like Suicide Squad at one point.
Yeah.
That's
I've seen that.
crazy.
I've seen that show. I was like, damn, that that I don't know. I hope they see that shit, man. I really hope they do. Like, I feel like they do, but they do this. They just ignore it and come out with more battle passes and shit that you just didn't ask for. It's like, stop,
They they
just fucking
yeah,
stop.
they gotta cut the rod out essentially. Like they have to.
Yeah,
They like I've said this for a while. It just feels like NRS games. They've just been building upon broken system after broken system after broken system. There's no legacy, So if you played Street Fighter 2 Champion Edition back in the day, and you
yeah,
pick up Street Fighter 6 now, you know exactly how to do Ryu's fireball,
yep,
and his Hurricane Kick, and his Dragon Punch.
yep.
Like you don't even have to think about it, man. You just instantly know, and that's legacy, right? You know
Yes,
that
I agree.
if you do down and heavy on his kick, you know he's going to do a sweep. They
Yep.
didn't change it for this new game, so that's what Mortal Kombat. I think hopefully they're going to take stock off as well. That you've got to have legacy to build off, and Ed Boon and all his gimmicks for every game has eventually caught up,
Yeah.
and they found a gimmick that didn't really gel with a lot of people and pisses people off, and then it exposes a whole lot of like I said, like I've never said I was an expert with gameplay
Yeah.
or anything like that, but I understand fun, like I think
Yeah.
every gamer, and to me it wasn't fun, and it felt like it was just cheap and shit. And yeah, I get carried in Tekken 8, man. I can get carried for some big combos,
Right. Right.
but I don't ever feel like the fight's over. Like
Yeah.
I still feel like I've got a chance to come back, and I have
Yeah.
sometimes. And I never in MK1. It just kind of I don't know. It's just there's so much touch of death stuff that goes on in that game, and
Yeah.
it makes sense in a superhero game,
Yeah.
but not a Mortal Kombat game. And I know other MK games that had this stuff, maybe at the high level, but at my lowly level, it was fine in the casual scene. But
Yeah.
I don't know, man. Yeah, it just feels off, and I'm not sort of. I think I'm past the grieving stage now. I'm actually hoping for it to I just want it to hurry up and finish, because the sooner it finishes, the sooner we can get something great again. Hopefully.
Hopefully,
So
yes. Keywords.
yeah,
Like, I kind of went through this with MK11, believe it or not. I used to be on Twitter, and I remember I got blocked by a lot of the big MK names because people just were, in my opinion, were shilling the game. This was MK11.
yeah,
I feel, and MK11 technically as a package is better than MK1, but the game
yep,
was still shit. And
yep,
I would see, I think it was a Ketchup, he was shilling this game so hard, bro. And I put a lot of time in these games before I really say it's trash. Like, if you really
yep,
look at my top most played game of 2023, it is MK1. I grinded the fuck out that game because I couldn't believe it
yep,
was trash. I was like, okay, I'm gonna play the shit out of this. So if anybody says, oh, you didn't play it or you didn't do this, you didn't, no, I will probably beat 80% of the players that talk shit. I'm good at
yep,
the game, and I can still say this shit is trash. Like, so I
yep,
did the same with MK11, and I remember MK11. I was alone. I was alone, bro. There's so many people were shilling this game. People were like, "Oh, you're a hater.
mm,
You're a hater. You're a hater. Go back to Street Fighter." I'm like, dude, I didn't even like Street Fighter. I was like, dude, this game just sucks. Like, I keep it real. Like, if my game,
yeah,
my franchise that I love makes a shitty game, I'm gonna say it's shitty. Like, hey, I love Halo. Halo Infinite is
yep,
garbage. I'm just gonna say it.
mm,
It's better now, but it was garbage. They fumbled it,
yep,
and it's same with MK. MK11 to me was garbage. I didn't like it. When COVID happened, that was the only company that took the time off. Like, they just said nope, nope, nope. But you had Call of Duty, all these other games were dropping updates, and Street Fighter was dropping updates. This game was dropping updates, but Mortal Kombat 11 at the time, nope. Now I was getting blocked by left and right, big name, all these dudes,
yep,
and I was like, fuck it. I just got tired of that shit, and I just got tired of Twitter. Said, fuck it, I'm just done with that. Whatever. You can't
yep,
voice your opinion because people are gonna say you're a hater, then you get blocked, whatever. I'm like, whatever, this is stupid. And I wasn't even saying
yep,
anything crazy. That's what's crazy. Like, I was just saying, man, I feel like I'm doing the same combos I did when the game first launched. Like, there's nothing else to this game. Like,
yep,
you're literally, everyone was doing the same shit over and over and over. And this was before the variations thing. They let you customize it. Before, you only were able to pick certain one. Like it was like between two of them, I believe. I forgot what it was, but um, and I said the same thing, man. I was all alone.
Yep.
Everybody was, oh, you know. First, there was people complaining about the women, but then I was the one complaining about the gameplay right away. I was like, dude, I've been playing the shit out of this game, and I've seen nothing but the same shit over and over. Same strings, same combos, blah blah blah. It was just so stale. It wasn't really that hype.
Yep.
And eventually the game got a little bit better when they opened up the variations and all the DLC came out. So those characters kind of shine. Like I think Joker was pretty cool, but it's still same shit. It was like, ugh, okay. This game doesn't evolve. You know, it's like once these games come out, they don't evolve. Now, if you want to
Yeah.
take a shitty game and actually that evolved itself, Street Fighter V was a super shitty game when it first came
Oh,
out.
that was terrible. Yeah,
And you look
terrible
at it
launch.
now, it's a damn near totally different game. And it helped
Mm-hmm.
that foundation for what we have today, which is Street Fighter 6. It helped build toward, like they built up to this game, you know, and
I think Tekken 7. I don't think Tekken 7 was a shitty launch.
it was a bad
I
launch.
think it was.
It was
It was a bad launch.
I remember the online being bad at least. I remember the online was really
Okay.
shitty. Yeah, that I do remember. And
Yeah.
I think the loading screens were even longer at the time.
Oh wow.
Don't quote me on that, but I do remember it being like they had to fix some things, and they did. They
Yeah.
did, but to their best of their ability at the time.
Mm.
So yeah,
Yeah, and they turned it around too.
yes,
So I think that's the interesting part. Like because like the invasions is just like rubbish. Like it's
oh
just a
god,
rubbish mode, you know. So and they've committed to it. So that's the
yeah,
problem, right? So the like outside of story, what's left to do? Invasions. So they basically had to try and like take this. Like I think the new patch has made it better with XP. I mean, if you ever get MK1 on PC,
right,
fucking get a trainer, right? And
oh
you
yeah,
sit there and you just go through if you want to grind up currency for the season or grind up to get the skins. Don't put yourself through the hard work and the brain rot that it is take because the trainers will just basically make it like one hit kills.
oh cool, oh good, good,
They can't even fight back, and the purpose of that is obviously so you get maximum XP, right? So the XP that you get is going to be maximum, so that way you can get through the masteries faster because it's just all boring grinding shit. Like it's
yeah,
just terrible. Like it's really really awful. Um,
oh god,
but
yeah,
like I'm not even doing that for this season. Like it's just I just it's like what's the point? The skins are all shit. Like everything's just shit, right? When I got MK11 on PC, I was late to the party because I wasn't a big fan of what I was seeing. But there's that guy on Twitter called F.A.T.E A.
yeah,
He created the MK11 unlocker on PC, so you could actually unlock everything.
oh damn,
But yeah, I think it allows you to do actual paid DLC, which I don't obviously approve of doing. I
yeah, no,
bought everything still, but
yeah,
as far as like the in-game content, like all the gear pieces and the skins and stuff like that, yeah, it actually will unlock like everything for that, which is
damn,
fucking handy because I wasn't doing it because one of the reasons I didn't like MK11 was like the crypt, even though it looked great, like great concept, but it was essentially a giant loot box.
yes, I
Because you
agree,
couldn't,
yes,
you couldn't target stuff like you could in previous crypts. You have to keep resetting, and then they had the Towers of Time, which was then another, form of grind and RNG as well to a degree. And
yeah,
then it's like, like, fucking, can you just be normal? Like, look at
yeah.
your previous games, like they worked out. Give us the currency, give us the target.
Yeah,
We'll grind the currency, and we're done. Like, that's it. It's not hard, but this is what happens with these companies that they are trying to convert things into live service games when they never should have been a live service game to begin with. They just can't.
yeah,
They just don't work like that. It doesn't gel. So
I agree. I 100% agree. And the crypt, it hurt my feelings, man, because like it was a beautiful little world they made. They put a lot of work into that. Like it was
yeah,
fucking tight. But then
yeah,
the loot box gimmick just pissed me off because I was like, okay, how do I unlock? Because I used Jax at the time. I wanted to unlock all of Jax's shit, and I was looking
yeah, yeah.
online. Now I was like, oh, I'm gonna do it like the old days. I looked online and I was like, wait a minute, this shit's random. I was like, wait, it's really randomized. I was like, oh, it just pissed me off.
Mm. How did you feel about the way they portrayed Jax in MK11 versus previous games?
Yeah.
Did you prefer Jax in MK11, or do you prefer? Because I always loved older Jax, like earlier games Jax. The All American hero, kind of
I
thing. It was such a different take
yeah. So he was one
on
of
his
my fan
character.
characters. Yeah. I didn't like him that much in this game, but I did
Mm.
like So I did like his crushing blow where you hit him overhead and you fucking busts your skull open and you bounce in the air. I think that was a cool move. I'm not gonna lie, that was the
Yeah.
shit. And I did like the 4-2-1+4 move where you just bink bink bink, you just fucking beat your head in. I ain't gonna
Yep.
lie,
Yep. Yep. Yep.
that's my shit.
Yeah.
That's my shit right there.
Yeah.
But
Well, that's
other
Jax.
yeah, that's Jackson Swuck right there. He has some cool things, but like that's kind of all he was doing in the game. It was like that's all you had to do was just spam that and then do his little
Mm.
kicks into the punches. And I like the little mechanic where they added the little heat. You make his hands hot and then you could shoot 2 fireballs. They changed
Yep.
it up a little. I I didn't like the game, but I did like certain things about that. So like with Jax, I thought
Yeah.
that stuff was clever because like I was curious how are they going to change up Jax from MKX. MKX Jax was fucking nuts, bro. He was
Mm.
crazy. He was a madman, dude. The dude had a fucking rocket. He had an SMG. He could fucking do wrestling moves. He was crazy, bro. So like to see MK11, I was like, dude, I don't know where they're gonna go with this. And they came with the heat mechanic, and it was like honestly, it was not that bad. Not that bad. I just
Uh,
wish the game was a little bit had more
They,
depth to the game itself, and I think that
they,
was
sh-
the limitations.
yeah, they should have made him main roster in MK1.
Oh, I
And
agree.
Sonya, like they should have had
Oh
both of
yes.
them in there. Like
Oh
it just
yes.
doesn't make sense that they put him on the in the cameo roster.
Oh, I agree. Oh,
Like I don't like Garrus as a character. I never did.
yeah.
Like he just seems too one dimensional from like a story perspective and stuff like that. I just don't like him. Um, I preferred Jack 100%. You know,
Oh yeah.
like because I don't give a fuck about what race is in there, to be honest. Like it's just as
Yeah.
long as they're a great character, and you've got characters like Jax and Darius
Hmm.
that I would have loved to have seen as like Darius hasn't been like a main character since Armageddon,
Yep.
and I thought, oh, that'd be awesome having him. What new lick of paint they're going to do with him if he was like a main character in this new game, and then they just stick him in the cameo
Cameo.
roster. It's like, what are you doing?
I agree.
And same with Jax. It's like
Yeah.
fucking like Jax would have been
Jax would have
just
been dope.
would have been front and center as well. And I don't know what they were thinking. I thought the cameo system when I first heard about it was going to be like NPC characters or like a character like Art Lean. Remember Art Lean from the '90s MK movie?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Like fucking, I love that character, dude.
Oh
I
wow. Yeah.
always would have loved to see more of Art Lean in something. And I thought cameos was going to be like, oh yeah, we're taking this character that's never been playable before, and we're just making him as a cameo, right? So that way you could have, the main roster was not going to be a compromise of like, oh no, you're like Darius is here, but no, he's a cameo. No, you can't actually use him properly like as a main character. I thought it was going to be non-playable characters, whether it be showing up in a TV show or a movie or other games, like a
That would have
character
been
background,
cool. Yeah, that would have been really cool. Actually, that you made
and
it,
that would have been
man.
really
I didn't think of
yeah,
that.
that would have been exciting because then it's leaning heavily into MK lore
Yeah,
and nostalgia and shit. Like I said, you could have had Art Lean from the movie. You could have had the dude with the dreadlocks with the bow staff that was fighting
yeah,
Liu Kang in the movie.
yeah.
You could have
You
had
could have Cole
you could
Young as a cameo from the new
yeah,
movies. you know?
yep. Yep, yep. And then that way, like, then that becomes exciting because it's like, no, yeah, no, we know we can't use these characters for real, and that's okay because it means the main roster MK characters can continue to grow, and we could have seen all these other characters coming in from previous MK games as as playable in the new game. But
Yeah.
it just, I don't know, man, it just feels like an absolute missed opportunity. Like, just it's so weird. I don't know what they were thinking.
Man, that's actually I did not even think of that. Like, yeah, and then I was never a fan of the combat kids. And I think that was their perfect spot for them is the cameo.
Yeah,
Let the real characters
yeah.
be here, and you guys to be like that was man. You made a great fucking point, man. Please, NetherRealm, listen to this. So fly him out. I promise you won't say any bad things if you just listen to him.
They probably got they got my face on a dartboard
Oh yeah, you're
in their in their rec room, man. Right. I said to my son the other day. I said this guy messaged me on Discord, and he wants to interview me, and I said I'm worried because um I like because obviously for whatever reason like my obviously like I am considered toxic, I suppose. Um, and so I didn't want to do anything detrimental to your channel. I didn't want to have any like your channel be affected by my name,
Nah, dude.
because I've had some big people. As you've heard, I've gone against some big people. You know,
Yeah.
and some of that has worked out, some of it has not worked out. Um, because I don't think there was really any intent there for good conversation.
Right.
Um, and I thought, oh, shit, man, I don't want fucking, I want, I don't want this dude's channel to be affected like in a negative way, or anything like that. And I said that to my son, so
Nah, dude. Dude,
I was just worried.
man, I don't give
So
a fuck, dude. First of all, we're just chatting. We're just
yeah,
chatting. And we're two Mortal Kombat elder gods, I would like to say, that are just having a
yeah,
conversation about Mortal Kombat, our franchise. We talked about every Mortal Kombat. Obviously, we're going to talk about MK1 because that's here now. And it's okay to be constructive. Like, I don't think of it as shitting on the game. Like, you literally gave input that things that you wish this was that was this. And we saw this current state of fighting games or just games in general. And Mortal Kombat 1, unfortunately, is like in my eyes, it's like a PS2 Mortal Kombat. But I don't want to
yeah,
disrespect PS2 Mortal Kombat games because if you look back at Deception, there was so much to fucking do in that game. You had
yeah,
chess combat, puzzle combat, conquest, open world conquest. They had rooms
yep.
on the fucking PS2 version. Like there was rooms on PS2. You
That's
know,
terrible.
that's oh my god, dude. Like that's the scary thing. So it's
Yeah,
I'm not even talking about MK11 or MK9 what they already did. Like, dude, this is back in PS2 they were doing shit. And it's
yeah,
like, man, dude, it's almost like people could look at it negative, but I feel like they used to just hear us as passionate fans that are just upset to see their game like in the same state as this. You know what I mean?
yeah,
That's all it is. We don't hate Mortal Kombat. We're not burning our fucking Super Nintendo games, throwing it in the fire. I'm not breaking all my Deception discs, my MK4 discs. I'm not doing that. No, it's just this game sucks, and I hope this was a stepping stone for the better game. But I will tell you this: after getting burnt back to back like this with NetherRealm, I am going to sit back on day one. I'm not going to pre-order it for $110 to play it 5 days early. I'm not going to do that this
yep,
time. I
yep,
just can't. I can't. I got burned. This MK really did it to me. I was like, dude, I dropped $110 and fuck, dude, this shit. Wow,
yeah. I know.
And you sit there in limbo, like, okay, wait a minute, it's early. Maybe it's gonna get better. Maybe it's gonna get better, and it just gets like honestly worse. It's like, damn, dude. And then you got these games dropping. They're just doing everything. Like they're just like, man, we got crossplay. We got this. Tekken just came out, bro, and they had a community, basically their version of a combat cast, and they
Yep,
laid it out for you. They said, yeah, there's gonna be a shop. Yeah, there's gonna be a shop. There's gonna be because cosmetics, but this is where it's going towards. This is going towards the development and future, and they gave us their possible future ideas that they're thinking about for the game. There's no
yep,
fucking secrets. There's no birthday shout outs. None of that shit. It's straight up, straight to the point. Like, look, guys, this is the game. This is the new shit coming out. And if, we have a Tekken shop coming out, the shit's $4, $5 if you buy the credits. And you have to buy a certain package of credits, but like $5 to buy some credits. And they're basically $4 for the skin. And it's not bad. That's really not that bad. And it's actually legacy customizable costumes from Tekken characters.
yep.
So it's cool. You know, like when I saw the Jin costume from Tekken 4, it looked like Jin from Tekken 4
Yeah.
in 4K. You know what I'm saying? Like, cool,
Yep.
this looks great. Can't complain.
Yeah.
Here's $5.
A
Thank
proper
you.
one to one. Yep.
Yeah,
It's a
thank you.
proper one to one.
Exactly.
Yeah, it's not like an MK1. They go, oh, here's Lee Mace's deception costume. It's like,
No, right.
really,
Yeah, she was way
really.
more perky. Now, come on, let's be honest. She had them things were out. They were out, and it's
Yep.
like, come on. I'm not trying to be perverted, but that's what y'all did. You did that. We didn't make this. This wasn't a
Yeah, I
fan
know.
made deception costume. You guys did. So let's come. You know what I mean? Let's respect the legacy. And one thing that drives me nuts is like all these games have these fight lounges and
Yeah.
these open lobbies. I'm like, man, Mortal Kombat, drop the fucking ball, bro. Like Street Fighter, you could play old Street Fighters, you could play Final Fight in the fight lounge, compete against people with scores and leaderboards. Man,
Yep.
could you imagine if we had that, but instead of the old games, they could have MK1, 2, 3, and 4 online. You could sit there and
Yep.
play against people. Man, could you just
Yep.
imagine? Like, man, this would be the ultimate Mortal Kombat experience. But we're the
It,
haters.
yeah. Oh, well, that's the thing. It's sort of like it's I don't know if it's the best analogy to use, but imagine like your kid comes home and just they're on drugs, right? They're
Right.
fucked on drugs, completely fucked. You know,
Right.
you still love them,
Of
you
course.
know, but it breaks your heart, and you're trying to help, you're trying to get through to them. You know, you just don't understand. You know, this makes you feel better. It helps with this, and you're just a hater, and you're trying to take
Mm,
this from me, and you know, leave me alone. I'm not hurting anyone. You know, but different, right? Because you you've seen like what it's doing from the outside and stuff like that, and so you get that a lot. Like I've been called like grifter and things like that too, and it's like you are what they're trying to do is they're trying to justify them pointing fingers at people who have legitimate concerns because they're terrified or they're worried themselves that their favorite franchise is going to end. But
right.
the reality is, the previous games exist,
Yep.
so it's not like you can't go back and play those games. Maybe not so much online with some of them. Well, you can MK11, but maybe
Yeah.
the previous ones it's a little bit harder. But you've still got the previous franchise to play. You've still got other games to play out there anyway.
Yep.
Like, um, and so it's just, I don't know if it's just a maturity thing. Maybe it's because we're older or something, and these guys
Yeah.
are a lot younger. I don't know.
Yeah.
But it's like, look, you know, sometimes things have to hit rock bottom. I've seen
Yep.
that with people, and it's hard because what it's like as a man. All you want to do is try and fix. You want to try and help, and
Yep.
sometimes you can't. You just got to be there and help them back up once they hit rock bottom, because that's the only time that they'll learn. You can tell them till you're blue in the face, but they won't know that yet until they see it. And it's the same thing with something as simple as Mortal Kombat. The NetherRealm have got to be sitting there watching the success of Tekken 8 and Street Fighter 6 and go, this is fucked. So like how do we mess up this bad? How do we lose touch?
Yeah.
Like what you're saying about having the old games. They could have every game
Yeah.
in there.
I took the bottom bare minimum that would blow
Yeah.
people's minds. Like literally that all four of those games combined are like less than a gig of data. You know what I'm
Oh
saying?
yeah.
Like
Yeah.
less than
We
a gig, you could secure almost another million copies of MK. That's all I'm
what do,
saying.
what
You
do
know
we
what I
get
mean?
for the 30th anniversary?
Oh,
Right.
a
We
slight.
got a
Oh
fucking
God, don't. Oh
we got a
man.
video. Right? What do we get? It's just a video. That's it.
Oh
You
man.
know, it's like, are you serious? You have
Yeah.
like on my emulators on PC, I can run the 3D era games at like 4K.
Yep.
You don't need to have like them remastered. Just
Nope.
fucking just up the resolution and
Yeah.
apply anti-aliasing, and that's going to be more than enough. Like they look crisp and they look clean and they're running at 60 frames.
Yep.
You package that shit up, you add online and some rooms, and you're fucking done. Like people will eat that up like
Bro,
candy,
you have.
right?
Oh my
And then you
God.
do it for the classic games. You get all the classic games, not just the arcade, all the home versions, man. Could you
Oh,
imagine?
that would be
Could
putting
you
in blood
imagine doing that?
codes. Oh man.
Yeah. And
Oh,
I know they could do it. I know they could play that shit online because if fucking F.A.T.E A can do it with old ass Sega Mega Drive versions of MK, and you can
yep,
fight people online, then
yep,
they could do it easily, and
yep,
they could make money out of it because it's their shit.
yep.
So there's no reason why they can't do that. I don't. That's why I wonder sometimes why they delisted MK9. I wonder
Yeah,
if they delisted it because they knew that people would go back to it continually, and they were trying to like sever because they go, oh, it's licensing with Freddy. It's like, well, hang on a sec. You got all these other the games that you've got out there still, all
yeah.
these licensed characters in there. What's the difference,
Right.
right? We didn't have Kratos on PC. We only had Freddy, and if it
Yep.
was that big a deal, patch that fucker out. Well, I don't give a shit. I don't care for guest characters in MK in general anyway. For me,
Yeah.
so patch him out, right? And then you could resell it as that at a reduced price if you want to. And then I just wonder if they were afraid of it. I wonder if it was because it was like this like, oh, that's a symbol of our past and we don't want to acknowledge that, like
Yeah.
Voldemort,
I've always
you
said
know.
that. I'm like, why do they? I almost feel like they hate the legacy. Like that's how it feels. Like the way it looks. Because it's like if they're afraid of that, you could have just made a fight lounge, like I said, and throw those old games on there. So at least people are gonna at least buy MK1 and maybe hate MK1, but they'll still be playing your game, playing the old games. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, I mean, we could both hate MK1, but we'll still be on the MK1 game because we're playing MK2, we're playing MK4. We could play Deception or Deadly Alliance or Trilogy online. Like I that
Yep.
would you I'd be locked in. I'd buy avatars. I'd be buying all kinds of shit for that just because I'm
Yep.
playing that. That's all I'll be playing all
Yep.
day. You know, I don't
And
understand
that
it. And honestly, you're probably onto something because
well that's the thing. Like you look at I've been saying this for a little bit, like these Japanese developers, and they've been doing it for a while actually. They've been creating like these like open world lobbies,
yeah,
and then we really saw them take off for things like Tekken, Street Fighter, Grand Blue. I think Dragon Ball
Dragon
might have
Ball
been
has it.
doing it.
Dragon Ball
Yeah,
has
Dragon Ball
it.
has it.
Blaze
Right.
Blue Continuum Shift has it, or one of the older Blaze Blue games
Yeah,
have it.
yeah.
Those have been going on
And
for a minute.
it's because it's kind of like so to me it's kind of like the MMO's perspective, right? So
Yeah.
you jump online and say your primary thing is like leveling up, but then you're man, I'm fucking bored. What they don't want you to log off. They want to keep you in the universe. So
Yeah.
they give you all these other things to do. Like so for WoW, you might go do pet battles or dungeons or raids, some PvP.
Yep.
You might go
Casinos, like in Final
yeah,
Fantasy
all that sort
14.
of
Yeah.
yeah. And so they want to keep you there. They want to keep you invested so you don't log out because then after a while you might go back to playing again or you might meet some people, and because they've got all the chat. In Grand Blue, dude, like obviously you've got the online lobby, but you've also got access. I think there's like a community tab or something when you're scrolling across the top in the
Right.
menus. You actually got this section. It's called a guest book. So you press like right trigger, um, like on Xbox control or whatever,
Right.
and it actually opens up in real time, kind of like an old chat app slash
Hmm.
Discord slash whatever, right? So you'll make a post, and then people can reply to it, right?
Damn.
It's a guest book in there,
Damn, that's
and
tight.
although like when it released in beta though, it was pretty dope. It was like racist shit and everything. So they've tightened that shit up real. They've obviously had to tighten that stuff up, right?
Right.
But
Right.
like you got people in there going, oh man, I want this chick's mummy milkers, and like, and then people respond, and it kind of feels a little old school Wild West a little bit, like people just
Oh.
kind of letting their hair down
Yeah.
and stuff. Obviously, there's still restrictions, like you can't obviously use certain, obviously racist terms or bigoted terms, but
Right.
people work around that too. With people will do whatever. But by and large, I like it because it's such a simple concept, and yet it works because then people can advertise for recruitment, ask questions, just have a general chat about something. It's yet another form of communication. And then you go into the lobby, and then you've got that online chat in the lobby with whoever's in there as well. Like
Damn.
there's a fuck ton in that game, dude. Like I would probably put Grand Blue. I don't know if I can say this. Like I love Tekken 8, right?
I
But I
do.
think Grand Blue might pip it a little bit, just a
Really?
little bit.
Okay. You
Yeah,
you
I think
convinced me,
so.
man. I'm definitely gonna download the free version just to kind of like experience the
If
game.
you
I love that.
i- if you've played Anime Fighters before, you'll probably feel right at home, right?
Okay. Yeah, I love Guilty Gear
Um,
Strive. A little bit of Dragon Ball. Um, Guilty Gear
you
Strive
played
actually.
Blazblue, you played Arc Systems games, right?
Yeah.
Like,
Yes. Yes.
yeah, okay, yeah. All right, that's
Okay.
fine. Yeah, like I love like even the defensive options in this game are amazing. Like you got like air blocking, you can dodge out of the way of attacks and fireballs and shit. You can dash through them. You know, there's really good amount of. It just feels really good, and it's probably I'd say it's probably like it's my real like like I said I love playing Tekken.
Yeah.
Um, but I'm really digging Grand Blue, man. And obviously, it's not going to be for
Damn.
everyone. That's fine.
No, it looks
But
dope. It looks dope.
I really like it, and yeah. So like with MK, they could have had a lobby. It could have been they could have had like some sort of like generic Mortal Kombat location. You
Yeah.
know, that was like maybe even Shang Tsung's Island, and then you can go off in different parts, or maybe it was something different where it was like more like the Nexus from Deception, right? And
Yes.
then you can rather than you can go through portals, and then one portal takes you to the living forest area, and
Oh
so you got
man,
all these
just
players
stop.
running around,
You're getting me
you
pissed
know,
now. Oh
like
man,
you know
dude.
what I mean.
Yeah,
This
yeah,
is
that would have been.
now. See, this is why I get so pissed off
Yeah, it's.
and worked up. And people go, "Oh, you're a hater." It's like,
Yep.
no, dude, it's not fucking hard to make shit that absolutely would just give every single person out there the biggest Mortal Kombat Woody on the planet. It's not
Dude.
hard, especially when everyone else is seemingly being able to do it with ease. It's
And
so easy for them to do it.
And
You
here's the
know,
fucked up
like
part. If they want to add that to the game, just say it. Like, come out instead of talking about birthday shouts. Like, hey guys, we know there's been some, disdain towards the game as of late. But let's talk about what we have in the works, and just show us some sketches, some concepts to be like, to
yeah,
kind of give us some hope. So that way we
yeah,
don't have to make videos like this. We could be like, you know what? They spoke to us. They gave us kind of like some, not a roadmap, but some type of, you know, plan. There's some type of thing that they have going on, not just uh you know 30-second skins, new invasions missions, and fucking
yeah,
drifting the combat packs. It's like, oh, come
yeah.
on, dude. Like, you guys got it. You
But
guys can do it. I believe that they could, but will they? I don't know.
could you imagine like, you had like one section for 2D era, one section for 3D era,
Yeah.
and then like you go into those areas, and the stages in MK11 where they were the arcade stages, so like they had like the background would change depending like to an old stage, you know, like kind of like on a big background screen, and you'd be fighting in front of it.
Yeah.
Imagine you go into that and the whole wall would change randomly to whatever stages that were related to, say, in the 2D era, it would change to any sort of
Oh,
like 2D era background, and then in that area, you'd have access to all the 2D games, right? And then access to home versions. Then you go into the 3D era, and then you have all the 3D era and stuff like that. Like they could have just, I think what
man.
they're doing with Tekken 8, and it wouldn't surprise me, bro. I would not be surprised in Tekken 8 they actually sell their old games.
Yeah, I would buy it.
I would instantly buy it. I would buy that shit because they that just proves like they give a shit.
Yeah.
You know, they're trying to give the fans everything they want. I reckon I wouldn't be surprised, man, if they did it.
You,
It
and
wouldn't it
then
wouldn't surprise me at all.
you got to remember, this is the beginning. Tekken 7 lasted almost 10 years, bro. So like,
10 years, holy shit.
almost. It was like 9, I think 8 or 9 years. It was a long time. A lot of Tekken 7, and um, it's gonna be a long time with this game. So it may not be this year, maybe not even be next year, but I do believe that might
Yeah,
happen. I like I Yeah, I have a lot of high hopes for Tekken. I hope that, and you know what? Just like how we're happy about it, they could easily fuck that up too. They could come out with a
True.
patch that's super scummy, and we'd be right here again talking like, man, this game had
Yeah.
it. They were winning,
Yeah.
and yeah. So that's the unfortunate reality of gaming today. But
Yeah. I think they. Yeah. I hope they don't, because like, we really need some good games in the space.
yeah,
Even DNF Duel. I don't know if you played
I
DNF
have
Duel.
that. I bought that day one. Yeah,
I like it.
I like it too.
I
It's disappointing me like
Yeah.
the how it ended up dying, but I
Well,
get
you know
it.
what's funny though is they're still bringing characters out. The
Yep,
monk class is dropping this month.
yep.
I think it's this month.
I think it's this one. Hold on, let me check on Steam.
Um, I went with fucking what's his name? The is it Crusader?
Yep,
Yeah,
yeah.
I went with Crusader. And he's a lot of like, he's slow, but I'm like, nah, I'm gonna push through, and try and like figure him out. And then they're showing the monk one, which looks really cool. So I'm like, yep, that's a couple of mains there for me. And they're still supporting it, which is surprising.
Yeah, and
Like, because
supposedly
I
if
thought
you
it was dead, and it's like, hang on
yeah,
a sec, why you guys still bringing out shit for this?
yeah,
That's really crazy.
yeah, according to everyone, it's this is a dead game, and this dead game is pushing out content. You know,
Looks beautiful though. Looks
I
beautiful. Sounds beautiful.
I
Oh,
was I was a huge Dungeon Fighter online, a DFO player. So when they
nice.
announced this game, I was hyped. I knew I was gonna get this day one.
Yeah.
I think I was playing Berserker, but it was a fun ass game. But it
Yeah.
did die. The player count did die down, but that shit
By
was
the
fun.
way, if you do like Grand Blue, I don't know how it works on the free to play version, but on the bought version anyway, you get tons of experience. So you know how in MK1 you got a mastery track for every character, right?
Yeah,
In Grand Blue, it's the same thing. It goes up to level 500, and there's a reason for that. Like, so there's tons of shit that you unlock for each character's progression level, right?
yeah,
So way better and far more like, it just feels like it's far more respectable than anything MK did. But you get tons of experience when you play online, whether you win or lose. So you don't even have to stress about whether you lose, because you still get fucking tons of XP. But there's people that will farm. They literally will change their name to like AFK Farm. I saw this one dude, I think yesterday, AFK Farm, right? And they just stand there. So you beat the shit
yeah.
out of them. You get the XP for winning. They get the XP for losing, and it's a win-win. Like,
Damn.
I've never seen anything like it.
Oh
Like, it's
shit.
just amazing. And that's because people are trying to just, they like, oh, I don't give a fuck about fighting. I just want to level up to access, because you got character skin colors,
All right.
weapons and weapon skins, in-game currency that you unlock. There's tons of stuff. So you might like it. Yeah, there's a lot of content to do in that game. So
Oh man, I'm excited. I'm excited. I'm gonna get it. I'm probably cop it sometime this week.
nice.
I have a busy week ahead of me, so I know by the weekend I'll be a little bit more free. I'm definitely
Yeah.
gonna check it out. But yeah, man. Whew, this was great. This is great. It's great to speak to someone that's on the same page, kind of just under, or at least just understands. You know what I mean? And we can hear each other out. And just man, thanks for the opportunity just to talk to you, man. I really appreciate it.
Oh no, that's out of time, man. I appreciate you for asking. All of my recent conversations haven't been good, so, but I decided that I decided that I just like, I don't need to like talk to like
yeah,
people that don't like me. I'd much rather talk to people that have the same passion for wanting,
yeah,
or loving fighting games, or stuff in general. And
yeah,
even if you don't agree, like I'll talk to people that don't agree, but
yeah.
they approach conversation a lot differently, and I think that's a big key here.
Yes.
Some people just want to win the argument rather than trying to understand the argument. Like, and that's a big thing. So
Yeah. No, I agree. I do got to get going. I was gonna start the stream up. I pushed it back a little, but the conversation was so good, bro. I just couldn't. I
sorry,
couldn't.
man.
No, 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 no. Like I said, I stream when I want to. I do it whenever I feel it. Because if I cut you off or I whatever, and I'm not gonna be 100%, I'd rather us just end it how we end it. You know what I'm saying? And
Yeah.
I did want to show this game because it's actually a pretty sick game, and yeah, man, man, I'm definitely gonna send you the link, the video, when I'm
Sweet.
done. But I'll have your description. I'll have you in the description the links and everything for your channel. Please follow F.A.T.E. The guy is dope. Keeps it real. If you don't agree, fuck it. He's gonna speak his mind. You're not gonna be able to silence him, okay? Where we keep it real over here. So but
Well, thanks for having me, man. I appreciate it.
hell yeah, man. Welcome anytime. Like I said, I'm definitely gonna hit you up when I get this Grand Blue though. We're gonna run some Grand Blue. I really want to play that.
Yep.
I've been it's been on my radar, but I've been playing other things, and it's every week it's just passing by, and I'm just hearing more and more great things about this game. So I think now's the time. But I'm gonna get out of here, man.
That's cool.
I
All
will
right, man.
hit you up later. Thank you so much.
That's all right, man.
And,
Reach out anytime you want to have a chat. So.
Hell yeah, man. I will. All right,
Cool.
bro. I'll talk to you later.
All right.
Peace out.
All right, man. Catch you, dude.
All right, later.
Ha 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 ha!